Are you all about preserving light and life in the world?
Find out if the Oath of the Ancients Paladin subclass holds up in the 2024 Player's Handbook. What's going on, YouTube? I'm the Mind Flayer Slayer.
And I'm Dr. DM, and today we're bringing you the next Paladin subclass, which is Oath of the Ancients. This comes back from 2014, and we're going to talk about all the 2024 abilities, how they stack up, our full review of the class, and our rating at the end, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, let's start with level 3 ability, which is Nature's Wrath. Of course, all the subclasses get their first ability, level 3. And as a magic action, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity to conjure spectral vines around nearby creatures. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of yourself must succeed on a strength saving throw or have the restrained condition for 1 minute. A restrained creature repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success.
Interesting. Fine.
It's nature related, right? Which is how what Ancients is kind of try to imbue, but this is a magic action, so you're not taking your attack action, right?
Correct.
So right off the bat, you're starting combat with an attempt to crowd control, which could or could not work, and then even if you do, restrain doesn't mean they can't still attack or do something.
Correct.
Or cast spells, right?
It's
and
fine.
Then 15 feet, it's pretty limited combat usually. It's not like your DM is going to stack all the monsters all together, right? Might hit maybe 1 or 2, and there's range attackers, nothing happens.
I think this is going to not get used most of the time.
Probably not. I wouldn't start combat using this.
Totally.
Even spike growth is better, right? Because then you can have a monk like pull somebody through spike growth and do a lot of damage. This is just restraining. Maybe it's okay out of combat for like a flavor thing.
I guess, but it's not doing much for me.
It's not.
Level 3, you are getting your Oath of the Ancients spells. So remember, all classes that have expanded spell lists get access to the entire expanded spell list now. There is no choosing. Everyone gets everything on it. It's known to you at all times. At 3rd level, you get Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. At 5th level, you get Misty Step and Moonbeam. At 9th level, you get Plant Growth and Protection from Energy. At 13th, you get Ice Storm and Stone Skin. And at 17th level, you get Commune with Nature and Tree Stride.
You're going a little bit of the Druid route with this, which is the intention.
Yeah, it's basically a Druid Paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the Misty Step, Stone Skin's and buffed a little bit. You do have an attack spell with Ice Storm, which is not too bad, although you get a very high level.
Yes.
Moonbeam Concentration. There's some decent spells here.
Misty Step is the best one, in my personal opinion.
That's true, because then you can use it, unlike the rest of these spells, where you take your magic action, you can use Misty Step and then actually attack and use Divine Smite, which overall will give you more damage, I think.
But Misty Step's a bonus action.
Oh, but then you can still... oh my gosh, and Divine Smite is also a bonus action.
So
no!
You can't Divine Smite and Misty Step on the same
That's
side.
bad. That's bad. Okay.
Okay, I take it back. It's bad.
Poor Paladin, rip. Level 7, you get Aura of Warding. With this, you and your allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage while in your aura protection. That's pretty strong, depending on the campaign. Yeah, if you're doing some kind of plane hopping or you're going somewhere where these kind of things exist a lot, like necrotic and radiant come up a lot.
Yeah.
From bad guys and from good guys.
It's definitely pretty solid, again, but it's a 7th level ability.
Yeah, and it has to be in your aura, which is only a 10-foot range, so you have to assume...
You gotta be all right on top of each other.
Yeah, you're stacked up, so then the DM's just like, fireball! Which you're not resistant to, so it's not bad. It's good for yourself, right? To give yourself some extra resistances so you're a little sturdier as a tank. But overall, I don't think you would want your allies to rely on this.
Correct.
Even if it's within your protection.
At level 15, you're getting Undying Sentinel. When you are reduced to 0 hit points and not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead, and you regain a number of hit points equal to 3 times your Paladin level. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Additionally, you can't be aged magically, and you cease visibly aging. Okay, so here's my opinion on
Cool
this.
roleplay.
Cool roleplay, I suppose. It's a 15th level ability, and being able to drop to 1 hit point instead of 0, there are a ton of different ways that you can get that. There's the tattoos.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, this is not good enough for a 15th level ability, and we're seeing that consistently across the Paladin, unfortunately.
Right.
They not only, it seems like they've nerfed the class overall, they've nerfed the subclasses, and also the problem that I'm having with what we're seeing for the 2024 Paladin is just that these changes are taking away from the flavor, and they're not adding to create a more unified vision. Like, I don't understand, why are you Undying if you're a Druid? The flavor's all over the place here for me.
Well, it does prop you up a little bit instead of just going from 0 to 1 like some, Eldritch Tattoos do as well. You do get up to like, what, 4 times? You can get
3 times your Paladin.
Oh, maybe up to 60 hit points, which is not that much. And even though you can't be aged magically, you still age, so you can still die.
You just don't visibly
You don't
age.
become it. So I guess you're just a hot tree forever. So this is fine.
It's fine.
It's like the
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Put fire behind us. Okay, and then finally, level 20, you get Elder Champion. So like the rest of the sort of capstone abilities, these are a bonus action. You get imbued with the Aura of Protection, which gives you primal power. This is like a long rest ability, or you can get it back with a 5th level spell slot, which is like, you don't get many of those as a paladin, by the way. Diminished Defiance. Enemies in the aura have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells and channel divinity options. So not your teammates, just your spells.
yours.
Which, a Divine Smite, I guess, but then that's not a saving throw. Maybe there's some Ice Storm. It's okay. You get Regeneration. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points, which once you're at 20th level, that's like a 5-10% boost, and it's not like that can get you up from 0 if you're down. I don't think that works. But no, it wouldn't work because then level 15 ability would be pointless. Anyway, then Swift Spells. This I will say is mechanically cool, but ultimately useless in all time. I'll say why. Whenever you cast a spell that has a casting type of an action, you can cast it using a bonus action. Okay, cool. So then you get kind of like built-in quickened in a way. But it says level 20. How many times do we really use it? And you don't get smite at that point, so you kind of quicken Ice Storm,
And also,
I guess.
you can only cast 1 level spell per turn. So,
Yeah,
like,
but-
paladins
no.
aren't known for being, like, super cantrippy casters, so, like, this still doesn't... It just doesn't do a lot.
It's really cool. It looks very potent on paper, but again, level 20, you ever going to use it? Are you ever going to play at that level? If you do, how much are you really going to use this? And really the best thing based on their list would be like maybe Swift spelling, Ice Storm, and then like attacking twice without Divine Smite. I mean, okay. All right,
I hate
anyway.
to say it, but for this one, I'm giving this an F. I think this is the worst one we've seen so far. I really do. I think this is the worst one we've seen so far, especially because Misty Step is great, but if you can't do your smite, then you're out of luck.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you do a level 20 campaign, but then you can't multi-class, so Swift Spell still doesn't work on anything, and the Paladin spell list is so mid and can't be upcasted anyway, so the damage is... I don't know. Yeah, I would give this a D minus as well. Unfortunately, I mean, we were very high on Warlock and Sorcerer so far, and
Paladin's not holding up
we really want
us.
to get into this and play test it. So far, it's a bit of a letdown, these Paladin subclasses. But again, you can still use 2014 if you want to. But let's see, there's still one more to go, and see if Paladin can make a comeback.
We'll find out in the next video. Please, we're bringing you daily D&D content here at Green and Garb until we get through the entire player's handbook. So remember to Divine Smite that like button.
One time.
Ring that notification bell, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We love engaging with all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya, Ancient Elder Paladins.